The lantern's whispers. The forest was quiet, save for the occasional rustle of leaves. Lila gripped the lantern tightly, its light a frail shield against the darkness. She dragged herself across the twisted roots, her fingers trembling. A voice broke the silence. "Lost, are we?" It was soft, almost melodic, yet it sent a shiver down her spine. Lila froze. "Who's there?" she whispered, her breath catching. "You came so far," the voice continued, ignoring her question. "Why stop now?" "I don't want trouble," she said, scanning the shadows. Her eyes darted to the crimson handprint etched on a nearby root, glowing faintly in the lantern's light. "I'm just trying to leave." "Leave?" The voice laughed, low and unsettling. "No one leaves the Hollowwood, dear. You should know that." Her lantern flickered, and for a moment, she thought she saw eyes, pairs of glowing red dots staring from the abyss below the roots. "Show yourself," Lila demanded, forcing strength into her voice. "No need." "You'll see us soon enough," the voice replied, its tone dripping with malice. The lantern's glow dimmed further. Panic surged in Lila's chest as she scrambled to her knees. "Stay back," she shouted, her voice cracking. "We've been waiting for you, Lila," the voice cooed. "How do you know my name?" she snapped, swinging the lantern toward the sound. "Do you not recognize us?" Another voice joined the first, this one deeper, heavier, like the groan of a bending tree. "No. I don't know you." The laughter came again, this time in unison, echoing from every direction. Lila's hands shook as she spotted claw-like marks scoring the roots around her. "You passed the tall tree, did you not?" Took the lantern without asking. Her heart sank. She remembered the tree, a gnarled beast of wood with strange carvings. The lantern had been hanging there, glowing faintly. She'd taken it, thinking it abandoned. I needed it to see," she stammered. "And now you owe," the first voice hissed. The ground below her shifted, as if the roots themselves were alive. A tendril slithered up her arm, pulling her closer to the edge of the pit. "Let me go," she screamed, kicking against the ground. "You've awakened us, Lila," the deeper voice murmured. "And we are hungry." The tendril tightened around her wrist, but Lila swung the lantern, the light flaring as it struck the root. The creature recoiled with a hiss. "Stay away," she yelled, holding the lantern high. "Oh, clever girl," the first voice purred. "But light won't save you for long." The forest seemed to lean closer, the trees bending unnaturally toward her. A cold wind whispered through the leaves, carrying faint, indecipherable words. "Why are you doing this?" Lila asked, her voice shaking. "I didn't mean to." "It's not about meaning," the deeper voice interrupted. "It's about taking. And you took what is ours. Then take it back." She shoved the lantern toward the pit. "I don't want it anymore." The laughter returned, cruel and mocking. "It's not that simple, dear," the first voice said. "The lantern is bound to you now. It feeds on your fear, your life. You can't simply give it away." "Then what do you want from me?" The ground quaked as the voices fell silent. For a moment, only the sound of her ragged breathing filled the air. "Run," the deeper voice finally growled. "What?" Lila blinked, confused. "Run," both voices bellowed, shaking the very air around her. Lila didn't hesitate. She stumbled to her feet, clutching the lantern, and bolted through the forest. The roots clawed at her ankles, the shadows reaching for her like living things. Behind her, the voices followed, growing louder, angrier. "You can't escape, Lila. Give us what we're owed." She tripped over a root and fell hard, the lantern skidding out of her hand. Its light dimmed to an ember, and the forest seemed to close in, suffocating her. "No, no, no," she muttered, crawling toward the lantern. Her fingers brushed its cold metal just as a shadow loomed over her. "Enough games," the deeper voice snarled. A massive figure emerged from the darkness, its form twisted and unnatural. Its red eyes bored into hers. "Please," Lila whispered, clutching the lantern. The creature paused, tilting its head. Do you hear it? Hear what? The whispers. The lantern speaks to you now. Listen closely. Lila stared at the faint glow, her heart pounding. The whispers grew louder, forming words. The light cuts, the light binds. Use it. She looked up at the creature, its claws inches from her face. Without thinking, she thrust the lantern forward. The light erupted, blinding and searing. The creature howled, recoiling into the darkness. The forest fell silent. Lila stood, the lantern's glow steady in her hand. The voices were gone, the red eyes vanished. She staggered forward, unsure of where she was going. The lantern whispered softly, its tone almost soothing now. Lila, it murmured. She hesitated. What do you want from me? The light flickered, casting strange patterns on the ground. Keep moving. Keep me bright. Or they'll return. With no other choice, Lila obeyed, the lantern lighting her path as she vanished deeper into the Hollowwood.